Damo here at Ellinbank in West Gippsland in Victoria, and we're standing in the 2024 sown perennial and late season hybrid trial. And what we're doing today is just having a little bit of a look at the covers of a number of different grasses, and to talk about the importance of actual endophytes and the benefits they provide after a really tough season. So this trial was sown in mid-April of 2024, reasonably good start to the season, but then from August through late spring and summer, we had below average rainfall every month. And then we had probably one of the hardest autumns we've had for a while. Some nice opening rain in March, 40 mils, which some people sowed on, and then April and May, the rainfall was exceptionally low, making it quite hard to see that rebound of perennial ryegrasses in autumn after the year that they've been sown. But what I'm standing in front of here is array with the NEA 2 endophyte, plus 23 days, and you're looking at forefront here at plus 18 days, and really just does demonstrate that despite what some people may say in the marketplace that the NEA endophyte, so this is the NEA 2 endophyte, really does hold up after a very, very tough season. And by way of example, we've got a breeding line here. I'm not too sure whose it is, it's just a number. Obviously has either a low endophyte or no endophyte, and you can actually see here that it's opened right up. And before we took a photo of one of the main pest pressures here, which is African Black Beetle. So a combination of African Black Beetle, Pasture mealy bug and root aphid, combined with a really tough autumn, does put a lot of this stuff under pressure. So the PTN trial here is a great opportunity to actually look at grass by endophyte combinations. But what we're also doing is we've got Caitlin behind us actually mowing this trial. It's the first non-rain day for November that we've had, so these are a touch over. And then what we'll do is we'll take you through and actually show you the plant populations in each plot afterwards. And really just to demonstrate a little bit more about endophytes, and just to highlight the importance that, you know, a good endophyte doesn't necessarily make a grass any better, but really what I just wanted to highlight here is, okay, we've got an early maturing diploid variety in Kidman. Now Kidman used to be AR1, but we've upgraded to an NEA 2 endophyte. So earlier maturing than Vast, which is next to it. But I just want to highlight that when you look at the plant numbers and what's sort of dropping out, yes, Kidman has actually lost a few plants. You can see here that there's a few plants that have knocked through, and look, there's no doubt that it was actually a tough autumn break. But if we step across into a tetraploid, now tetraploids aren't as densely tilled as the diploids. This is Vast with AR37, but again, it has also actually suffered a little bit. There's a little bit of plant loss in this stead or this plot as well. So look, again, I just can't emphasize that it's the right grass, the right endophyte for your farming system. So I thought I'd take the opportunity just to show you a few plots before we actually harvest them. And this is, look, we've talked about plant population and ground cover after we've taken a harvest of each of those plots. But what I just want to point out here is what these plots are like before we harvest them. Like I said, they are a touch over, but these four here are probably the newest out of the DLF stable and the Barenbrug stable. So what we've got here on my right is forefront, plus 18 days, NEA 2 endophyte. Starting to get a little bit of stretch on it now. It is the 11th, I think, of November. No, the 12th of November, or thereabouts. Still really good feed quality, as is this DLF breeding line coming through here. Really quite dense, good quality again. It's one of their ultra late types with AR37. But when you look at these, cover-wise, there's a little bit heavier here, but the density, and when we take these off, we'll have a look at the plant populations underneath as well. Again, next to the DLF breeding line, we've got Array, quite recognisable by its upright nature. Now, those last two varieties were tetraploids, nice glossy leaves, What we've actually got here in array is quite an upright grass, very densely tilled, going quite strong, plus 23. And then next to that, we've got vast and ultralate. We're back into that AR37 space. Again, really good, quite heavy coverage, but we'll actually have a look at what the plant population is underneath, because quite often we'll get compensatory growth, but really just a chance to demonstrate that after a really tough spring and a very, very ordinary autumn, and now we're in the following spring, they're still performing under some really tough conditions earlier on. And, you know, one endophyte isn't necessarily better than another. And remember, it's about the endophyte and the grass combination, not the endophyte alone. And so make sure you get the right advice. Talk to your agronomist at your reseller or your local territory manager from Barenbrug and help get the right information when it comes to actually selecting endophytes. There's lots of endophytes out there now, with a few new ones coming onto the market. So educate yourself and make the right choice. Happy growing.